You're listening to All Country News.
Well, I'm really excited to ask you this question, especially with the dollhouse in the background here. So, if you had a soundtrack to your life right now, what would those top 2 or 3 songs be right now?
Well, I mean, I don't know why, but there's things that just immediately come to mind. And the first one that came to mind just when you said that was Dirt Cheap by Cody Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that song is so good. It was written by a friend of mine. Um, and I mean, it's so relatable at this point in my life, and it's funny because I had a conversation with someone this morning. It was like, I grew up an hour east of Atlanta, Georgia, and it was just like, hey, if we were talking about it, and I was like, I even asked my wife, like, if we could, would we move back to Georgia? And I really don't think that we would. Like, we have made this place home in Nashville, and it's where we've decided to raise our kids. And our daughter's been here for 4 years, and she's about to go to school. And so this place feels like home. And I think that song relates to my life right now. So that's the one that immediately comes to mind, and I'm sure I could think of more, but that one really encompasses where I'm at in my life.
I love it. I love it. I know I always giggle when artists that, are new parents or have kids at that age where they're starting to listen to music. They're like, yeah, my number one song on Spotify Wrapped was like Wheels on the Bus or something like that. Is
Yeah,
there any
mine's like some sort of, it's probably Disney soundtrack.
Hey, you know what? You can't go wrong. You gotta have some classics, some country classics and some Disney classics. So I like it. That's a nice balance. But I just saw this video on your social media. I know you and Luke Combs go way, way back, but I saw that you were just recently at a show of his on his new tour here. Chat with me about hearing the songs that you have written for him played every night on such a massive scale.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've been on tour with Luke many, many different times. And I would say I've been there on tour with him at every stage of his career. I mean, we met 10 years ago in a bar in Rome, Georgia. I got paid $100 to open for him. There was about 60-ish people that bought a ticket to that show. Nobody knew who Luke Combs was at this night that we met. I mean, it was the night that we struck up our friendship. I was not living in Nashville yet. He invited me to Nashville. We started writing songs, and the rest is history. But I mean, from that moment, I mean, in Rome, Georgia, in a bar, and 60 people bought a ticket, to like the next time I went on tour with him, we were riding in a Sprinter van going to South Georgia to play in a college club for maybe 200 college kids. And then the next time he took me on tour, we were playing in small clubs that held maybe 6, 7, 800 people. Then small arenas, 5,000. Then big arenas, 18,000, all the way to this past Saturday night. He and I mean, definitely the biggest show that I've ever played, but he even said it was the biggest show he ever played in front of 85,000 people. So, I mean, this is in 10 years. This has happened in 10 years. And so it's been incredible getting to write songs with him and be there through that and watch his career grow and watch my career grow, not only as an artist, but as a songwriter. And I mean, there's no feeling like it.
What does it feel like? I don't know, after your set, are you out then in the crowd? Do you like to go watch his show then?
So typically what I would do normally is if we were in an arena, more than likely after my set, I would go to the merch table and I would do a meet and greet at the merch table for 20-ish minutes. On this stadium tour, it is so massive and large scale. I don't even have time to get from the stage to the merch table in time to do this.
Yeah.
And I just for me, I don't like to be at the merch table during someone else's set. So literally there's 20 minutes that I could do it, and it can't happen. So what I've decided to do instead of that is, in between my friend's sets, is go out into the pit and meet as many folks in that 20-minute changeover as I can. And so that's what we've done. I went out, and this past weekend I actually went out to the pit during Luke's set and just stood there as a fan and got to listen to songs I didn't write and listen to songs I did write. And I mean, it being the biggest show that he's ever played, getting to hear that many people sing words to a song that I wrote is just there's nothing like it. I mean, it's literally what dreams are made of, and something that I never even thought would happen. I mean, when I moved to town, I watched it happen for other people that I knew, but never in a million years did I think that I would be in that position to hear um, that happen to me. And so now the next step is just hoping that people are screaming the words to my own songs while I'm up on stage singing. So
Yeah, I
that's the
love
plan
it.
anyway.
I love it. Well, it's gonna happen. I feel like you should make like a TikTok video of you like standing in the pit and being like, nobody knows I wrote this song and everybody's just singing to it. I love it. But I know that you just signed on with Hardy's Relative Music Group. I feel like that is a massive milestone as a country music fan and as a lyrics fan, somebody that is, loves country music because it tells a story. You mean I cannot think of a better duo than you and Hardy. So, what are your aspirations moving forward with that partnership, and how excited are you?
I mean, really just to learn. I mean, there's no one better right now, not just as a songwriter, but he has learned how to be an artist and a songwriter so well and kind of separate those in the sense of people respect him as a songwriter and he still gets outside cuts and nobody listens to a Hardy song and goes, well, why aren't you cutting this song? But and it's just because he's learned how to do that and be like, hey, I know who I am as an artist, and this isn't something I want to do right now, but I would love for you to cut it. And he's figured out a way to do that. And that's what I really want to just learn is learn how to, how can I get people to understand that, who I am as an artist is over here and who I am as a songwriter is over here. And hey, if I show up and I write a song that is for my artistry, then I will cut it for that. And if I write a song that necessarily doesn't fit in the box of who that is, um, then let's go get an outside cut with it. And so really that was really why the decision was made for me to want to really be over there, is to learn from a guy like him and just the incredible team that they've put together over there. And I will say I'm more motivated and inspired right now than I've ever been since I moved to Nashville in the last 8.5 years. So I'm in a very good place. I'm so excited about what's happening and hope to see a lot come out of it.
Well, I'm super excited, and I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and I've definitely seen this songwriting kind of evolution for you, at least as a fan. But how do you feel like your songwriting's evolved?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I truly think it's one of those things. I mean, you realize what you're good at
Yeah.
and you lean on other people in those rooms to not to do what they're good at and you do what you're good at. And really I think a lot of the whole process of becoming like a songwriter is learning what you're good at and sticking to that. And to be honest, I don't know what that is for me. I don't know what I'm good at until I'm doing it, if that makes sense. It's just like I sit there and I just go through my process of writing a song and bounce off people in the room with me or whatever that may be. And that's what I think becoming a true professional songwriter is really, you know, just figuring out what you're good at and sticking to that and just being honest and trying to come up with new ways to say things. I mean, to me, that is the epitome of writing songs. And the hardest part of the whole thing is like, man, this love story has been told a million times, but how can I say it in a way it's never been said? And that truly is a very hard thing to do. But that is the challenge that we wake up with every day as songwriters, and one that I look forward to tackling every day from here until my career is no more.
I love it. Well, people have really been loving your new music here, and the truck is for me has been on repeat. It's such a great song, and I think like you mentioned, it really kind of meets the challenge of how do I tell this story but in a new creative way. So, can you please kind of walk me through the creative process with that one?
Yeah, I had that idea in my phone for a while. It was just, I literally had the idea wrote down as like, some days you're the bug and some days you're the windshield. And I didn't want to write that because that's how everyone says it. And so I was like, well, what is like a more country boy cool way to do it? And it's like, well, some days you're the dirt road and some days you're the truck. And it's like, well, how do we come up with all these different things to say that? And I mean, life sucks sometimes and sometimes life is awesome. How do we say that where, you know, the dude working his 9 to 5 out in the blazing sun can blast it, and it's a cool thing. And you know, you throw in elements of drinking beer in there. Some days you're the beer, some days you're the buzz. Well, all that dude can think about at that point in time is 5 o'clock, getting off and go drinking a beer and getting a buzz. And so, you know, it's just all those different elements, and literally goes back to the whole finding a new way to say something. You know, I've heard, you know, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield my whole life. But how do I say it where I can relate to it? You know, um, I don't want to compare myself to a bug, you know what I mean? But I don't mind comparing myself to a dirt road or to a truck or to a beer to a buzz or any of those things. And so um, that was a fun song to write, and I'm so thankful that it's finally out and people are getting to hear it, and excited for what's to come with that song, and for more fans to fall in love with it.
Yeah. A couple of artists that I've talked to recently that also have children said that their kids are the ultimate A&R. Do you fall into that category?
Yes, I have learned, at least from a melodic standpoint. You know, my daughter, she doesn't really, she's 4, she understands, you know, lyrics, but she doesn't really know what they mean, or she'll sing along. But if they can remember a melody, that's to me is when you know that you have something. And so that's kind of where I bounce off my daughter, is from a melodic standpoint for sure.
I love it. I love it. Do you like Daddy's new Disney classic? Just tell her
Yes.
princess is in it.
Right.
That's it, right? Oh my gosh, maybe the new music video for a song coming up can do that. But I know you have new music, and I know we're allowed to talk about it here since this isn't going to come out until after the song is out. But can we chat about Love the Leavin'? I've had the opportunity to listen to the song, and holy smokes. So, as a nerd and just a country music fan, you know what I mean? What can you tell me about recording that one? Because I feel like this one's gonna be super special.
Yeah, you know, this song has lived a very short life, but it has
Really?
been it's been a wild life. I mean, I wrote this song not that long ago. And honestly, when I wrote it, this is just me being as honest as I can be. I thought this song was bigger than me. Um, I didn't think that um, I wouldn't say deserved, but I didn't feel like I could hold a candle to what this song could do. And so I honestly, I started pitching the song around to different people. Um, it actually went on hold with 3 other artists in town, and I lived with that for a little while. And, you know, along with much prayer and my team's encouragement, you know, of them saying, "Man, you have to cut this," and then me going, you know, if I care anything about my artist career, I need to cut this song. This song could be the one. It is so big. I feel so confident about this, and I just never felt confident about it for me. But honestly, because I was just, I guess, scared probably, because I knew how big this song was, and I know what it's like to have a hit song as a songwriter for another artist, and to let a proven artist have the song. I feel like I know what that brings, and for me to cut it, I'm an unproven artist. Um, it was just scary, and so fortunately, it stuck around long enough. Nobody went in the studio and recorded it, and so ultimately, the decision came down was like, hey, if I care anything about my career, I have to go record this song. And luckily, when we were going into the studio, it was still available. Nobody had recorded it yet, so that's what we did. And I'm telling you, I'm more confident in this song than any song I've ever been. It is who I am as a writer. It tells the, you know, I love sad country songs, and this has that element in it, but it also has a little bit of love in it, and a little bit of hope, and a little bit of everything that you want in a country song. Um, and it just allowed me to really get in there and be, um, really feel the song, really get emotional with the lyric and the melody and the way that I sing it. And I mean, I'm so excited. I look forward to playing the song every night. I'm already playing it live. And yeah, as of this podcast, it is out. Came out May 17th, and I'm super excited to share what's to come with this song. Hopefully, very soon. It's got a lot of big things in the works for this song, and yeah, I love this song so much. And Just
That's what
think,
my grandmommy would call a God moment. I think that's very much a God moment that was still
yep,
available for you. But I want to talk to you about tour life. We've had the opportunity to see you here a couple times up in Chicago, which we love. So please come back anytime.
absolutely.
Um, but I know it can be exhausting. So how do you manage to kind of stay grounded and kind of find this balance between following your dreams, but still very much being a family man?
Yeah, I mean, that's a daily struggle. That is a, how there's so many things that happen on the road as far as, things that have to be put in place, and it's very structured and but also chaotic, and you know being this person that people come to watch and play, and then to my core, I'm just a dude who just hangs out at my house and does what I think every dad does, you know what I mean, and wakes up and encourages their family to be the best that they can be, and cleans out the swimming pool, and well, all those things. I mean, I'm no different. I have a cool job. I get to play music. I get to do what I love. And, I had a baseball coach in high school tell me that you will be presented with something in life. It might only happen one time, but you will be presented with an opportunity, and it could change the course of your life. It could be literally the thing that lets you live out your dream. And um, I believe that happened for me years ago. And I think that there's some people that it hasn't happened for, but I think it will happen. And so I was just fortunate that it happened to me very early on. And it has allowed me to really live the dream that I love to live, and um, be able to provide for my family doing what I love, which was always my goal. My goal when I moved to Nashville was like, man, if I could just provide for my family, pay our bills, playing music, then that's the dream for me. And fortunately, I've been able to do that over the last 5, 6 years now. And so that to me is what I want to the legacy I want to leave to my child of, hey, you can chase your dreams. It is possible to do whatever you want to do. And so but it does come with some hard parts. The hardest part for me about touring period is literally packing my suitcase. And I don't mean rounding up my clothes and putting them in my
Yeah,
suitcase.
figuring out what, yeah.
Everything that comes with packing the suitcase. You get the suitcase out and there's nothing in it, and then you start putting your clothes in it, and that's the realization of, gosh, I'm leaving again, gonna be gone, doing this thing that I love, but also leaving behind a thing that I love.
Yeah.
And that to me is the mental battle and turmoil that you face as a touring artist, and as a family guy, which I love to be. I mean, that's my proudest moments, being a husband and a father. You know,
I love
music.
it.
I would say being a God-fearing Christian man, being a husband, being a father, and then music comes forth, in line behind all those things. And so, but that is what I have decided to do, and that is the path that I've decided to go down to provide for my family. And I'm more than thankful that I've been given this opportunity and built a fan base who supports me and allows me to do these things. So, um, I don't know if I answered your question,
No,
but
that's wonderful. But when you write the song, The Suitcase, please don't forget me. I told you, I swear, people are like, I have a notes thing full of song ideas. And I'm like, funny enough, so do I. So if you ever are stuck, please come seek out me. Yeah.
I love
I love it. But on a lighter note, Georgia football, how we looking this year? What are your thoughts?
it. We'll see. I mean, we've had a lot of turnover. We're gonna have a lot of new players. We got the same quarterback, so that's a positive. So, and the same coach, who has been an incredible football coach. And you know, I've had the chance to meet Kirby Smart a few times, and he is as intense just in regular conversation as you would if he's going to be your football coach. And so, man, I look forward to football season that can never get here soon enough.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
I love it. Well, we always love celebrating the artists that we chat with. So I always love asking at the end, what are some goals that you have for yourself, both personally and professionally? So when they do happen, we can say, haha, see, it happened. So what is that for you?
Yeah, personally is just to be able to spend as much time with my family as I can, and balance, work schedule, and that's something I work through every day. And just to be the man that I think God truly created me to be, and those are, personal goals far outweigh, professional and career goals, because I think that is truly how we leave behind a legacy. It's through our family, and um, but yeah, professionally, I'm excited to put more new music out. Might even have a lot of songs coming out this year at some point. And so really looking forward to that. And hoping that, maybe we could wind back up on country radio at some point. I think that would be a career goal of mine professionally this year, next year. And just continue to tour and meet fans and continue doing what I truly love to do, which is play music and provide for my family doing that. And you know, outside of doing those two things, being able to do it one and provide for my family together simultaneously, I mean, those are the goals, to continue to do it and continue to do it in a healthy way.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Maybe a national championship, that would be nice too, but
Yes, I would. I would.
I know. Well, I grew up a big TCU fan, so
I love
I do have a small irk, but
I love it. That's all right. That's all
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. We would love to have you back up here in Chicago. We always love seeing you at Joe's or at Carol's. So
I
thank
would
you so
love to get
much.
back to
Awesome. Thanks so much, and have fun with your dollhouse.
that. Thank you.
We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're listening